If you're following Johnny and Amber, you might know Amber is still in Aquaman 2 as Mera. Now, the people supporting Amber are reacting badly to her part being cut down. They can't say something like, you know what? There have been men who have suffered terrible losses on allegations alone without anything even going to court, and this went to court, and Amber was proved to have defamed Johnny, and she's still in the movie. Would that be logical or fair to think? I think so. Do they think that? No. They just want more and more and more. They want her to have an even bigger part. This here's from the Mary Sue from September 18th, 2023. It's not old, not incredibly new. Here we go. Not everyone's buying James Wan's excuse for reducing Amber Heard's role in Aquaman 2. Well, you know what? I partly agree here, because he can't say what he's really thinking, so he's got to give an excuse. It's not so bad. Okay, so part 2 is about Orm and Aquaman and Black Manta. Why would it be about Mera? Mera's not Aquaman. The movie's called Aquaman, not Mera and Aquaman. Not everyone's buying the excuse director James Wan gave to address Amber Heard's reduced role in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Heard co-starred in the first Aquaman film in 2018 as Aquaman's love interest, Princess Mera. You don't hear that a lot. Don't forget, guys, Princess Mera. It was expected that she would have an equally significant role in the sequel, considering that she and Aquaman are married, meaning she is now Queen Mera of Atlantis. Not necessarily. Maybe she's married. She wants to take a break, spend time with the kids she loves, be a caring mother, and Aquaman can go out and, have to do the hard work. Unfortunately, between films, Heard became the center of a vicious smear campaign from her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, and his cultish followers after he sued her for defamation for accusing him of abuse in an op-ed in the Washington Post. And what happened? You know what happened? Amber was found guilty from a 7-person jury and a judge. As you could see, I'm a little bit more riled up than usual. That's because I've been following the Mary Sue for a long time, maybe 4 years, and it just so happens that I disagree with almost everything they say. Yeah, little tidbit here and there. But basically, what you'll witness now if you've never seen them is just how wrong they get it. Quick correction, Johnny's followers are not cultish. They're lifelong followers of decades, longer than most of these writers have been alive to even start to understand. Heard's accusations were previously ruled substantially true in the UK in a defamation lawsuit against the Sun that Depp lost. However, this didn't stop him from turning around and suing Heard for defamation, resulting in her countersuing him, which was a freaking joke, for $100 million for what? A highly publicized trial followed with an unprecedented wave of vitriol against Heard. In addition to their smear campaign against Heard, Depp's fans took to horrifically harassing, bullying, and threatening anyone who didn't outright take Depp's side. Source on the threatening? What threatening? Out of 30 million people, maybe a little thing here or there happened, but threatening was not a tactic. Is putting your opinion out there from evidence you've seen over years a smear? Or is it saying, hey, look at this. This doesn't add up. And you know what? They're not going to mention Depp won in Virginia. That's how good this writing is. They're not going to mention who won the case. Good writing, Mary Sue. That is some incredible journalism. Leave out some brutally basic facts. During the court case, Heard alleged she had to fight for a role in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom due to all the negative publicity she received over the court case, and even then, she only succeeded in maintaining a significantly reduced role from the original script. What are we talking about, Mary Sue? What's this article about? This is a really long, crappy, backwards intro about James Wan and not trusting him, but okay. DC Films president Walter Amada confirmed there had been discussions about recasting Mera, but claimed it was because Heard didn't have good chemistry with Momoa. He then went on to claim that she was always going to have a reduced role in the sequel. I'm no acting coach, or 5-star critic, but I bet if I did watch Aquaman, well, there wouldn't be such great chemistry. But I haven't seen it, so I can't quite say, but I'd bet. However, Hamada didn't explain why, if Mera were always going to have a reduced role, the film would even be looking to undergo the hassle of casting a whole other actor to appear for a few minutes. With Aquaman 2 drawing closer to release, Wan has now spoken out on Heard's role. When Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom's trailer was released on September 14th, Wan had no choice but to address the elephant in the room when Heard appeared for only a split second. Well, the elephant was why she even appeared at all. Why not cut her out? Yeah, get a new actress. Reshoot the scenes, don't rewrite anything, it's just a new person. I don't care if it's CGI. Fill her in with a computer graphic, who cares? Actually, cardboard cutout. It makes no difference as long as it's not someone who's been proven in a court of law as a defamer. He finally confirmed that Heard's role was pared down in the sequel. However, he reiterated Hamada's excuse that the film was never supposed to be about Mera and instead supposed to focus on Aquaman's relationship with his brother. So, the Mary Sue has clairvoyance and they know what the story was supposed to be about, or they assume that. I mean, before part 2 comes out, it's speculation. In fact, a lot of times they change it so the obvious doesn't come to fruition. Now, I think The Last Jedi, the follow-up to Star Wars, The Force Awakens, was absolutely horrible, but the one thing some people actually give it credit for is it did try something different. Now, what it tried ended up being the biggest dumpster fire of the century. It was terrible. But the point is, it tried something different. Don't misunderstand. They completely got it wrong. However, had they not gotten it wrong and done something different that people weren't expecting, that would be good. In the same way, maybe Aquaman 2 wanted to do something people weren't expecting, like not focusing on part 2 of Aquaman and Mera, because we had that already. Makes perfect sense. Who wants to see more Mera, 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 Mera? No one. Or like 2% of the fandom. So Juan stated what I just said basically. It was never going to be about Mera. The excuse doesn't make sense. Mera not being the film star is understandable, but saying that she can hardly be in the movie because of Aquaman's brother makes little sense. Mainly because the sequel continues Aquaman and Mera's love story. Well, it does make sense because when you have a movie about a guy and his brother, that might not leave room for that guy's significant other who's Mera. It might not be necessary. It makes sense because the movie's not about her. And to be critical, that love story had a conclusion. We don't need more of that. They got married. Done. Furthermore, it's a superhero action movie. It's not a romance. The trailer reveals they've married, had a baby, and rule Atlantis together. Additionally, Black Manta threatens Aquaman's entire family and everything he loves. All these factors suggest that Mera should be there. Wrong. Why not have Mera be in a safe place off screen so she's not in danger? So then, if something happens to Aquaman, at least the baby has one parent left. It would also make more sense that Aquaman does the main fighting because, first of all, he's more powerful than Mera, and second of all, the movie's called Aquaman, not Mera. How's that for making sense? They say we get some sweet family moments. Okay, that's great. And then they say their perspective might change when they see the film, because of course they can't wait to see it. They can't wait to see Mera's reduced role. If Amber never got herself in this mess and was a good wife to Johnny, she'd probably be looking at Aquaman 3. Or who knows what else. But that's not what she chose to do. She chose to go to the Washington Post and tell some lies that were proved in court as lies. That was her choice. And she's lucky she's in it at all. If Heard's reduced role is because of Johnny Depp and his followers, then it's very disappointing for several reasons. For one, it shows a clear double standard at Warner Bros. What? What? A clear double standard? Alright, so the double standard isn't Johnny getting kicked out and Amber staying. The double standard is, oh, wait, Ezra Miller staying as the lead and Amber not. Don't really care about that whataboutism. For me, it would be, well, the opposite. It would be encouraging to see that the fans' opinions meant something. They didn't cut her out completely, but at least the hard work Johnny fans did fighting for his innocence to prove he was right actually meant something in the end. Not the best result, but something, so that's encouraging, not disappointing. Sorry, Mary Sue. You lose again. Meanwhile, all her did was identify as a victim of abuse. But the problem is, when you identify, you gotta prove it, especially when it hurts someone's career that's worth multi-millions of dollars. They say, of course, Depp's followers spread misinformation. Yeah, sometimes some people get some things wrong, but the main facts and the main narrative were not misinformation. Maybe certain individuals got a fact wrong or two here and there. That's natural, but it's not like the whole campaign was misinformation. They go on to say that Juan's excuses have been met on social media with skepticism. Ooh, because everything on social media is met with skepticism from someone, so you just said a whole pile of nothing. All right, I'm going to slow it down here with reading all the context. They basically go on to get into therapy notes from Heard and how she blamed Juan and Jason Momoa for treating her bad on set. And of course, they defend that too, because everything Amber says to the Mary Sue is correct. They take it to heart 100%. Johnny's bad, Momoa's bad, Juan's bad, Warner Bros. Bad. Whoever Amber says is bad. So you could say this is the opposite of critical thinking. What this is taking one side, rolling with it, and not considering anything from the other side whatsoever. They mention cyberbullying, review bombing, and the clear bias for Depp. Okay then. Anyway, if you don't know the Mary Sue, that's them. Let me know what you think down below. Yeah, I know. We've been through this topic a little bit, but this perspective is really, to me, extreme. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.